Why your home doesn't look as perfect as that influencer's. Why you're not as fit, as successful, or as happy as everyone else seems to be. Felt like you're constantly measuring your life against someone else's highlight reel. Scrolling through social media, wondering why your career isn't advancing as fast as your friends. Why your home doesn't look as perfect as that influencer's. There's a Japanese concept that could free you from this exhausting cycle forever. It's called Oubaitori, and it might just be the most liberating philosophy you've never heard of. What is Oubaitori? Oubaitori comes from the Japanese characters representing 4 different trees: the cherry blossom, sakura, plum blossom, mu, peach blossom, and pear blossom, ni. Each of these trees blooms at its own time, in its own way, with its own unique beauty. The cherry blossom doesn't try to bloom like the plum. The peach doesn't envy the pear's timing. This is the essence of Oubaitori. You are not meant to be like anyone else. You are meant to bloom in your own time, in your own way. The comparison trap. In our hyper-connected world, we're bombarded with other people's achievements 24/7. Your college roommate just got promoted. Your neighbor bought a bigger house. Someone you barely know is posting vacation photos from Bali while you're eating instant ramen for dinner. But here's what Oubaitori teaches us. Comparison is not just the thief of joy. It's the thief of your authentic path. When we constantly measure ourselves against others, we're essentially trying to force a cherry tree to bloom like a plum. We're rejecting our own natural timing, our own unique strengths, our own beautiful journey. The Japanese way, personal seasons. Japanese culture deeply understands that life has seasons. They celebrate the gradual changes in nature, the beauty of each moment without rushing to the next. In Japan, there's no shame in being a late bloomer. In fact, there's a beautiful term, asoi hana, which means late flower. These flowers are often considered more precious because they bloom when others have finished, bringing beauty to otherwise barren seasons. Your career might bloom in your 40s. Your creativity might flourish in your 60s. Your greatest love might arrive when you least expect it. Your timing is not wrong. It's uniquely yours. Breaking free from the timeline prison. Western society often puts us in timeline prison. Graduate by 22. Career established by 25. Married by 30. House and kids by 35. Peak success by 40. But Oubaitori whispers, what if you threw away the timeline? What if instead of asking, am I behind, you asked, am I growing? What if instead of, why haven't I achieved what they have, you wondered, what is my soul trying to bloom into? The 4 trees wisdom. Let's revisit those 4 trees. The cherry blossom, sakura, blooms early and brilliantly but briefly. Some people find their calling young and burn bright. The plum blossom, ume, blooms in late winter, often through snow. Some people persist through hardship and bloom despite difficult circumstances. The peach blossom, momo, blooms in gentle spring warmth. Some people need the right conditions and support to flourish. The pear blossom, nashi, blooms later but produces lasting fruit. Some people's contributions come later in life, but have enduring impact. Which tree are you? And more importantly, are you honoring your own blooming season? Practical Oubaitori. Daily liberation. So how do we live Oubaitori in our daily lives? Morning intention. Start each day by asking, what wants to grow in me today, instead of what should I accomplish to keep up? Social media cleanse. When you see someone's success, practice saying, good for them, and then immediately ask, what is good for me right now? Celebrate small growths. Your progress doesn't need to be Instagram-worthy. Maybe you're learning to say no. Maybe you're healing old wounds. Maybe you're discovering what you actually enjoy. These invisible bloomings matter. Embrace your timing. Stop apologizing for where you are. The plum blossom doesn't apologize for not being a cherry blossom. The ripple effect, when you truly embrace Oubaitori, something magical happens. You stop seeing other people as competition and start seeing them as inspiration. Their success doesn't diminish yours because you're not playing the same game anymore. You become genuinely happy for others because their blooming doesn't threaten your own. In fact, their courage to bloom in their own way gives you permission to do the same. Your unique contribution. The world doesn't need another copy of someone else's success. The world needs your unique flavor of wisdom, creativity, love, and contribution. But here's the catch. You can only discover what that is when you stop trying to be like everyone else. Your struggles, your timing, your unconventional path. These aren't bugs in your system. They're features. They're creating something that only you can offer. Conclusion, permission to bloom. So today, I give you permission. No, I challenge you to stop the exhausting race of comparison. Unfollow accounts that make you feel inadequate. Stop measuring your chapter 3 against someone else's chapter 20. Trust that your seeds are germinating underground, even when you can't see progress. Remember the 4 trees, each magnificent, each different, each blooming in perfect timing. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not insufficient. You are exactly where you need to be, preparing for your own magnificent blooming season. The cherry blossom, plum blossom, peach blossom, and pear blossom don't compete. They complete the beauty of the garden. Your life is not a race. It's a garden, and it's time to let your unique flower bloom. Oubaitori, your time, your way, your beautiful, unrepeatable contribution to this world. What wants to bloom in you today?